like to call to order a regular board meeting for the School District of Mystery Lake for 7:02 p.m. on November 12th, 2025. I have regrets from Chairperson Warner and Trustee Anderson. We acknowledge that we are signatories of Treaty 5 and that we reside in the traditional territory of the Nishnawbe Cree Nation. The School District of Mystery Lake is located in the community of Thompson in the province of Manitoba. Manitoba is located in the traditional ancestral lands of the Nithao, Innu, Cree, Denisuli, Dene, Métis, Inuit, Anishinaabe, I apologize, I'm sorry, Oji Cree, Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, and the Dakota Nations. The School District of Mystery Lake remains committed to honoring treaties in the spirit of truth and reconciliation. We are all treaty people. Can I have approval of the agenda? Trustee Young, seconder. Trustee Nicholsaw, all in favor? Can I get an adoption of the minutes? Trustee Humby, seconder. Trustee Sharker, all in favor? You got it? Okay, all in favor? All right, so we have no delegations or presentations for tonight. All right, superintendent report.
I've provided you with a written report. Just a few human resources initiatives. I met with the Admin Procedure Review Committee and we're working on the new code of conduct to ensure it's in compliance with the new policies that are, or guidelines that have been set forth by the province in the Safe and Caring Schools document. It's due to the province in the new year. We're just flushing out. We've looked at other ones, we've looked at the guidelines, so there's some things that we're thinking we need to add to ours yet before we put a final draft forward. The leadership interns attended a professional development session. It was facilitated by Jolene Brown. It was on October 29th, and I'll let Jolene speak to the highlights of that session. I had a meeting with Bobby Jo Leclerc, the recruitment and retention lead for the Manitoba Education and Early Childhood Learning from the Indigenous Excellence Branch. The conversation was a focus on the challenges and barriers regarding recruiting and retaining teachers in northern and remote communities, particularly in the areas of Indigenous language instruction. Also, I want to comment, I went to the National Indigenous Remembrance Day Assembly at Wapanek School. It was really, really great, and they played Amazing Grace on the recorders, and it was absolutely amazing. Like, I couldn't, don't tell your mom, but I mean, all I could do was a hot cross bun, but you could actually tell that it was Amazing Grace. It was really good. Like, well, it was really well done. I was like, wow. I also have a resignation. Brad Fox has submitted his letter of resignation effective December 31st. Mr. Fox has been employed with the district since 2003 and he's resigning from his position as a grade 6 teacher at Burntwood School. And we have found a replacement already, so. And I appreciate that Brad gave us a lot of time to get to, because it's very difficult to recruit mid-year.
That can't be right. 23, not 2003.
Oh, 2023, sorry, I read it wrong. Yeah, 2023.
Any questions for our superintendent? All right. Assistant Superintendent report.
All right, so I've provided a written report, a couple of the highlights. So I've collated the attendance data for 24-25. I apologize because we didn't get the copy attached, but I will get that sent out. So for last year, our district average for the year for attendance was 79.2%. So this year's attendance data is being tracked, and for the months of September and October, we're sitting at 82.8% district average. I was able to attend Aladdin Kids, the musical, by the grade 4 to 8 kids at Juniper Community School. It was a great performance and so much talent in there. Congratulations to all those performers who worked hard to learn lines and all the songs to pull off that event for the students and families of the community to enjoy. Just a big shout out to Jan Perrin, who's the music teacher at Juniper Community School, for her commitment in delivering that show. She does at least one musical every year, which is a huge undertaking. So, and it was great. She was able to incorporate some of the Westwood kids into that musical as well. So, and then just all of the staff that helped to make sure that that was able to be ran so smoothly. Again, it takes a crew to pull something of that magnitude off, so it was great to see. As Angel mentioned, I facilitated the first leadership intern program. So there's 8 participants this year in that group. And we talked about legislation that governs Manitoba schools. Angel always has me do the interesting, riveting pieces. So we looked at the various acts, codes, charters, standards, policies, and collective agreements that guide our procedures and decision making, as well as the hierarchy of those documents. And then we discussed the responsibilities of teachers and school administrators in relation to those various governing pieces. So for new and aspiring administrators, all the things that they need to know. Our school district is going to be part of the Student Services Review and Report Cycle. So that involves the consultants from the Inclusion Support Branch. It happens every 3 years, so it's our turn again, and they're going to select 3 schools where they do a review of the standards for appropriate educational programming, looking at various students, as well as they call them artifacts or documentation that they request, and then afterwards they provide a summary of some recommendations for growth for our schools in our division in relation to those standards. So that will take place in the new year in April. So we look forward to having them visit for sure. And I also was able to attend a Remembrance Day assembly at Burtwood School with Westwood and Burtwood students attending. Again, huge shout out to the students who you could have heard a pin drop in that gym with all of those kids in there. They were so quiet and respectful, and it was a lengthy ceremony. We had some technology glitches that we were over an hour in there sitting on the floor, and they were just worried about getting their wreaths up there, which always happens at the end. So very proud, and I told all of the administrators to make sure that they let their staff and students know that they did an awesome job of being so respectful during that event. So that was great. That's my report.
Any questions?
Just as for the attendance averages, I guess our new busing hasn't really come into play yet. I was going to ask if it is, do you think it's helping, like where our numbers have come up, but we won't see that probably till the next one,
Yeah,
right?
so in our education and programming committee meeting, we talked about that. We should hopefully see a spike in some of those numbers now starting in November. Yeah, of note on that, I know today there were 70 kids that rode the Wapanuck bus today, which
So
has
just
been
the
a
Wapanuck.
huge, so we now have to split that route into 2 routes. When he first started, I think his first day, he saw 6 students. So it's catching on.
So that's just the Wapanuck, not
Yeah.
complete going to the high school yet?
Right, and that's what last week. I do have numbers, Brian, that I can share after. I'd have to pull them up from our education and programming meeting, but it certainly, once it,
Obviously, we're moving in a positive direction.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the hope is that we're targeting those kids that perhaps their attendance is not stellar, and not like, just having all of our regular attendance, which is fantastic, get on the bus. We're hoping that now this really opens up the.
Well, I talked to Dad. Because they pulled the bus out of our same building there, and he says he's trying to get all the kids to recognize him as bus driver Dad. So he's trying to make a name with the kids, right? So I think that's really good that it's really positive.
yeah, and we also have the student transportation unit, which has 14 of our special needs students on that every day. So we've made a shift from taxis because we had a large group in one area, which also has had a positive, like we're getting tons of positive feedback on that as well, so.
Yeah, you're having less reliability on cabs, which is hard too for traffic at the schools. All the cabs dropping people off with kids and being dropped off by parents and stuff, so trying to alleviate maybe some of that.
Yeah.
Any other questions? All right, Secretary Treasurer's report.
Circulated in your package are the expenditures year-to-date as of November 6th, 2025. On November 6th, we were 23.59% through the school year. Expenditures year-to-date, $12,290,589, which is 23.4% of our plan, so we're tracking still very well. No concerns at this time with regards to our planned expenditures. I also have shared with you the financial dashboard that has our audited operating surplus opening at $1.9 million. We did have our motion from previous meetings to adjust for our insurance premium shortfall of $185,000. Our projected June 30th surplus this coming school year, $1,783,000, which is below the $2.1 million that the province allows us to hold. Breakfast and snack programs, we have spent 4% year to date of the $145,000 that has been provided to us from various donors. That's all I have at this time for finance.
All right. Under new business, the provincial nutrition funds available for the 2024-25 year within the various schools encounter challenges spending their full allocation. The board should review the obstacles to find ways to assist the program delivery. The recommendation is that the Education Program Committee review the nutrition program and identify required board support. Do I have a MD Shark or Trustee Shark?
I brought this to the agenda because when we are looking for the individual school expenditure for the.
Just a second. Do I have a?
Second.
Okay.
So we had a chance to look at the individual school expenditure for the school nutrition program. We found that two schools they are spending less comparable to the other schools. So I'd like to seek an opinion from my colleague to look at what are the obstacles, why they cannot use this fund for the kids for the nutrition program.
So I think at the Education and Programming Committee meeting, we've talked extensively about there were some challenges last year that won't happen this year. So I think that was, some of those will be addressed through that. As well, we've talked with administrators about some changes potentially that they can implement. And so I think we certainly at that committee level can look at other things, but I think we need to give it a couple of months here to roll out and see where we're tracking. So what we're doing at the admin meetings now too is looking at the monthly expenditures so that they know that they don't have a pile of money left come May so I think that will help as well to kind of keep them on track. I think last year, given the
Fire.
the situation that happened with the school setups, the focus, I'll be blunt, wasn't on rolling out a food program at the start of the year. It was getting classrooms set up with some furniture to get some students and staff in a space where they could teach and learn. So they didn't have staffing in place for the nutrition programs. They didn't have the space set up for food preparation. So that took a little bit of time, whereas this year they had staff ready to roll within that first week of school. So
So a lot of that hiring is done over the summers, like the food
Yeah.
procurement people and stuff. And when the school burnt down, everything kind of got put on the back burner. And even like now, schools like Burntwood are having to accommodate the Westwood students. We had to actually put up walls in in their kitchen area where they were preparing food. So, but I think on a move forward basis, we're gonna pay a lot more attention to it. We were kind of inundated with fire stuff last year and getting things settled.
Well, would it be advantageous to maybe have it as a committee of the whole, or committee of the whole to sit down and brainstorm with it once, or maybe some of us just come in extra on an education and programming committee to
That's what I think. Like, I know when I talked to Hank last week before our meeting started, that's what we kind of talked about. Like, anybody that wants to come to the Education and Programming Committee meeting can do so to talk about that.
Well, I mean, it's-
And then that committee will bring back a recommendation.
I cannot say the exact figure. I think the Juniper School, the lowest they are spending the nutrition program fund, the Juniper School.
That they were the lowest, like they had the most money left. They were one of them. So again, staffing came into play with that. And they have an administrator who is very conscientious and was using a lot of her own time. I'll be very frank, like she was running around on a Sunday doing
Going to Safeway for the
multiple
sales.
trips to different stores for sales, and then unloading all of that stuff on her own on a Sunday. And like, her times were stuffed too, so I said to her, like, you don't need to do that. There's people hired now to go out and do that shopping for you. We can order online. Again, she's just trying to be fiscally responsible to have that go as far. She's used to not having that money. Back in the day, that school principal was applying for any grant that was available to have any kind of food program in her school, and there was never enough. So now she doesn't have to do all those things that she was once doing, and she's able to kind of expand. Space has also, right, yeah, she's programmed for that way, so it's taken a little bit of time to reprogram herself. Space has also been a challenge there, because they're a school that has limited, so their kitchen preparation space is being shared by 2 other people, right? Their Kukum is in there as well as their community connector. So she doesn't have the ability to stock her room. She's having to go out every few days to rebuy, to replenish. So that was an issue for her as well last year, but.
One thing that you identified, all the issues.
Yeah, and I mean, those schools that are community schools, their budget is significantly higher than the schools that aren't deemed as a community school. They got more nutrition money. So, I mean, Juniper's a community school, new to.
Yeah, it doesn't have to do with being a community school. It has to do with being, they consider it a high needs school. So some of our schools were deemed high needs and got more funding available. So Juniper School actually this year is our federally funded school. We had to identify one school that was federally funded, so it became the federally funded school. So yeah, we've had some good conversations.
I think if you guys visit it, like at every leadership team meeting and just look over the budgets, then everybody kind of knows where they're at. Just like when we sit here and say we're X amount of % through our, school budget, I think if we, make a point of really keeping an eye on it, then.
For sure.
Oh, and there's no reason to leave money on the table. If we have money to feed kids,
Food's expensive.
let's
And
feed
I mean,
kids, right?
Yeah. And they're doing a lot of, in a lot of the schools, a lot of fresh fruit is coming through. They're cutting oranges and things like that, so it's certainly expensive, for sure.
All in favor? Correspondence, provided in your package, there's the e-bulletin and continuum of education. All right, committee reports, policy.
Policy committee has not met since my last report.
No, and we're gonna meet in early December. Generally, we don't meet in December, but I'm away.
Yep.
So we'll meet in early December. Okay.
Education programming committee.
I will do it. So we met, a few items to touch on, attendance. We reviewed the data by school and district average for last year, as well as transfer the last 10 years out, and we discussed attendance initiatives and reviewed current school year data. Attendance data will be shared each month at board meetings. We also look at the community report. We quick look at the report that was distributed in October, discuss where public has access to report, both physical copies in the community and digital access. You can get that. The 2024, 2025 suspension data, we're looking at for the school year, and we looked at the suspension codes and discussed interpretation of each. Senior administration will review with school administration to streamline the data and to make categorizations easier for administrators to interpret. Transportation update, The routes were reviewed as well as ridership numbers to data. Overall feedback has been positive about the implementation process. And within the next few weeks, a program will be installed that allows parents and guardians to track the current location of a bus in real time, which is awesome. And this program also logs riders, so we are aware of who has been on the bus each day. Like, I think that's just awesome, by the way. Our Mistral product initiative, an overview was provided of the project and the amount that is allocated to SDML each year, as well as how the division order products from the province. Well, the 3-year project ended in June 2025. It has been renewed for this year, and school can order stock from the warehouse to have for any of their students. Again, an awesome initiative. Cultural camp highlights were shared about the camps that took place in October. Feedback was positive, and all participants enjoyed the experience. And the elders and knowledge keepers in schools, an overview of the program was shared, as well as the various initiatives schools are using with regards to elders and knowledge keepers. And our next meeting will be in January, a date to be announced.
Thank you. Public relations, I believe that's Trustee Anderson, and she's not here, and I believe you haven't had a meeting since the last report.
We'll do it in tandem with the,
No public relations with me.
yeah, it's Michelle, right?
Yeah, we have not had a meeting.
We'll do it in tandem with the policy committee meeting in early December.
Yeah.
We are having the family fun night.
Yes. That
Yes.
night, December 3rd at 5 to 7.
At Deerwood School.
Deerwood.
So that's for staff and their families to attend.
Yeah.
When did you say the next education is?
January to be determined.
Oh, I thought you had it for December 8th.
Yeah, we canceled that one.
Oh, good.
All right. Finance Property Committee.
Meeting, and the meeting is rescheduled on November 25th.
Do you have any reports on any other committees?
Our USW negotiating, right now we have tentative dates for December, first week of December. We're still waiting for confirmation between the union and MSBA.
Thank you. Trustee comments. Trustee Sharker.
I had a chance to join online the fall regional meeting virtually on November 3rd in this regional 4, and I had a chance to raise our voice for about our unexpected insurance premium increase, and I also requested the MSBA to look for the other insurer to compare the insurance premium, and I also request to look at the individual property assessment value, and the, like right now they are keeping the property as a group, like type A, B or C, no matter how much price of your property is. This is not the correct. I think they are working on that, and I'm going to join the PD day. This will be held on the November 24th MSBA Professional Day Conference. Yes, sir.
Okay, so the Juniper School in the Westwood School, grade 6 and 8, the Health of Remembrance Day service. They teamed up and it went quite well. On Friday, November 14th is Rock Your Moccasin Day. And Friday, November 21st is PJ Day for staff and students.
Thank you. Trustee Humphrey.
Riverside held their monthly award ceremony today, so congratulations to all those students who had earned some awards. Also, the grade 4 acting auditions are happening Thursday at noon for their winter concert.
Thank you. Trustee Young.
Deerwood, Wapatak, and Burntwood all held their Remembrance Day services, and it was all well attended. The kids did well. As well, Burntwood is going to have a family gym night. Will be on November 17th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. And there will be no school on Monday, November 24th in the morning for report card writing at Burntwood.
Excellent. Artie Parker. Congratulations to the Artie Parker Senior Boys and Girls for winning the 2025 Trojan Northern Classic Volleyball. And a big shout out to the PE teacher, Eric Gallo-Paskey, sorry if I butchered that. The students of the Sustainable Wilderness Education class for cleaning up the Millennium Trail and Causeway. Thank you very much for your dedication. I have the pleasure of sitting outside Artie Parker after school, and people need to really slow down. Crosswalks, some students push the button to go across, some don't. But it's amazing how people just fly through there and not pay attention to what's happening. I get it, they're older kids, but they're not in the right space. They're looking at their phones, they're paying attention to what's happening around them. Slow down. I just don't want to see someone getting hit.
Well, and I think people get impatient. They're trying to get out of there, and those kids are crossing, and they...
Find an alternative route.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
if you haven't got any time, I wouldn't suggest you go around
it's
there.
very busy,
Yeah.
and people are parked just ridiculous on the sidewalk in front of the bus stop, and it's awful. But yeah, please slow down. Like, a student almost got hit the other day.
Students have been hit
Yeah, so it's
over the last few decades, and more than one.
yeah. So that's all I have for. Do we have any questions from the public? All right. Can I get a motion to go into camera at 7:30? MD Sharker. Thank you.